G'day and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at our beard brush and giving it a clean. How do I clean my beard brush? Well, I have my beard brush. This is a boar's bristle brush. It's made by Zilberhair. I'm not sure if you can see that there. I really like it. It's a nice pear wood brush and soft bristles. If you can see, there are sort of 4 rows of bristles, and this is what the bristles look like. And so we're going to give this a clean today. So how do I clean my boar's hair brush? Well, one of the first things to do is clean it regularly, and that will make it cleaning a lot easier. If you leave your brush sitting around, it's got oil on it. You've been brushing it with oil. So if you're leaving it out, and you're just going to get dust on it. So you're going to get dust build up. Then you're also going to get some beard hairs build up as well. And one of the first things you might do is get a cotton bud or a Q-tip and just clean the base of the hairs. Get those hairs that are sitting up there, give them a loosening up. And I don't really have a real problem with it because I try to keep it regularly cleaned. After you've cleaned with the Q-tip, then you could also get your comb if you have a lot of hairs in there. I don't really have a lot of hairs, but if you do, you can get your large teeth on your comb and gently just wiggle it in and then lift those hairs out. There you go. And so I didn't really have any hairs in there. So what are we going to do now? Well, the next thing is to give it a wash with some soap and water. But one of the things the manufacturer recommends, and I think for any brand, not just the Zilberhair brand, is don't get the brush itself wet too much. This is basically an unfinished brush. It does have some kind of finish in it, but I've been using it with oils in my hands and stuff like that, so gradually oil's been going into the wood, and that is good for the wood. This is pear wood. It's a really good wood that's used, often used in hand tools, if you're into woodworking and stuff like that. But the oils from your hands, the oils from your beard, they're all going to get in the handle and give it a really nice seal and a nice patina and look. So you don't want to get it really wet and get that stains on it, but also if you get the wood wet, it's going to swell, and then you don't want to soak your brush, put it that way. Just getting it wet for a short time is okay, but do not soak your brush trying to get hairs out, because the wood will swell and more than likely the boar's bristles will come loose, and that's not what you want. Okay, so let's wash it. So first thing we're going to do is just get our hands, and we're going to get some, there you go, I've got some hand soap, liquid hand soap, and I'm just going to work that into a lather. A little bit more water. There we go. So I'm trying to limit the amount of water on the wood, but I want to get the suds up to the base of the hairs and get that out. My brush is not really dirty, so I think that'll do for me. And then I'm just going to rinse that out. Now when you're rinsing it out, Just make sure you get all that soap out, and your wood is going to get wet, so give it a quick shake off, and I'm going to give it a dry. Get that wood dried off as soon as you can. Okay, and I'm just going to squeeze the bristles a little bit to get the hair out. Okay, so there we go, it's washed. And I think that's looking pretty clean. Get the odd hair, just pull them out, they will come loose. There we go, pretty clean. So that's it, that's how you clean your boar's bristle brush. But after you've washed it, what you want to do is place it on the bench to dry out properly. I've given it a wipe off with my cloth, my towel, and I've given the bristles as a gentle wipe. Don't want to rub them back and forwards when they're all wet, that's not really good. And what we're going to do is we just put it on the bench, bristles down. And why do we put it on the bench, bristles down? Well, because the manufacturer said so, but also we want, if you put it on the side, I think there's probably a possibility that you might sort of deform the pattern of the hairs. If you put it up this way, then any water that's on the bristles, it's going to dribble down to the base, which is going to be on the wood, which is going to get in where the hairs are forced into the wood, which is more than likely going to make the bristles fall out. So keep it down, and any water that's still in there is going to go down towards the bench, away from the wood, and it's going to keep those bristles firmly set in the wood. Okay, so as you can see, my brush is pretty dry, even though I rinsed it off with water because I wiped it off. So there's not a lot of water there anyway, but I'm going to store it like that, let it dry, and then when it's dry, I'll put it away properly. The more often you can do it, then the less work it's going to be each time. But you don't want to do it too often because you don't want to ruin your brush by making the bristles fall out. So there you go. Keep your brushes clean and they'll last you a long time.